Hey, what's up guys? Commander Hill here again doing a very special video for you guys. I don't think this has ever been done before, but today we'll be having a look at all the Covenant figures, Halo Mega Bloks Covenant figures, and how they changed over the years. This video will be excluding the brutes because they haven't changed over the years, only in different ranks. I will not be focusing on the ranks, I'll just be focusing on the figure itself and how Mega Bloks have changed it. I will not be doing any UNSC figures as well because they haven't changed any of the UNSC figures. They just upgraded it to the games. Like as for like the Halo, let's say the Scout, it's only been updated to go with the Halo 4 Scout, so it hasn't really been updated on the like a certain figure itself. But today we'll be having a look at the Covenant figures and how they changed over the years, and let's get started. Alright, so starting off with one of the main Covenant figures, well, one of the main Covenant characters in the Halo games, we have the Elites. This is the Elite Miner. I know I'm kind of going by the ranks in the Elites this time, but it's kind of just the main ones they've used over the years, so I'm just mainly focusing on how the main ones have changed over the years, so it's went to this to two other figures, which I'll show you after. But as you can tell, this figure has quite a bit of detail put into him, not as much as the recent Elite figures have, but this guy has quite a bit of detail, especially put into his chest plate and his arm pieces. The headpiece and the legs don't have as much detail, but that's to be expected because I doubt they want to put too much detail or make it look too realistic. I think they wanted to make it look kind of like cartoonish almost. I think that's what they were aiming for, at least in the earlier Halo Mega Bloks releases. He was released in this color mainly. He was released with other colors as well, like purple and red and all that, but this was the main color they released them in, especially in the early 2009 sets. But as you can see, fantastic detail and fantastic painting details as well. At the time, this figure did not include a peg hole in the back of his torso. He just had like the straight piece going over the torso, so he couldn't put a weapon in there. But now they do have that, so pretty awesome. But overall, this is a fantastic figure. If you have it, definitely be proud if you have one of these figures, since they are becoming really rare and they're not releasing them anymore. Alright, now moving on to the Combat Elite, which is like one of the ones they used a lot quite a bit after they were done using the Elite Miners. As you can tell, this guy is way more detailed than the Elite Miner did, except they kind of took it out on the chest piece since they kind of split the chest piece in half like it was shown in the games and replaced part of it with the jumpsuit. But overall, this is a fantastic figure in detail. They definitely add more detail to the headpiece and the arm pieces. They used the same leg pieces used in the Elite Miners, so nothing new about that. But from the waist up is brand new pieces. Still releasing these guys to this date at least. They're using Storm Elites more now, but this guy is still being released. He wasn't really released in a main color. He was mainly just the blue and the purple, but he was released with many other colors as well. And there was a lot of sets with this guy in where you can replace his armor pieces to make him into a different figure, like the Ecstatic Elite or something. So that's really cool. You could do that with him, or you can also put the flood pieces on this, which you could not do with the Elite Miner, at least not as well. It does not fit on as well. But overall, this guy has fantastic paint details put into him, way more than the Elite Miner did. And as you can tell, this guy does include a peg hole in the back of his torso for secondary weapon display, like we did not see with the Elite Miner. But overall, fantastic figure. It definitely improved into the Halo Mega Bloks line. Alright, now moving on to our recent release and a final release of the Elite figure to this date. We have the Covenant Storm Elite. This guy has to be my favorite out of all the Elites released so far. This guy has amazing detail put into all of his armor pieces, except the arm pieces, which have literally no detail put into them at all, but that's what to expect. They mainly just focused on the chest piece, the back piece, and the head piece, and also the leg pieces. We finally got brand new legs for the Elite figures. Usually they use the Elite Miner legs, but we finally got brand new legs to go with this figure, so that's really awesome. Of course, this guy also does include a peg hole in the back of his torso as well for secondary weapon display, but overall, fantastic detail put into the molding. Fantastic detail put into the painting details as well. The arms have literally no painting details whatsoever. For some reason, they're not doing that many paint details for the arm. But overall, fantastic figure. If you don't like these guys, I kind of feel bad for you, because these are probably going to be like the newest release of the Elites, like the one they use the most. The Combat Elite's probably going to go out of season soon, and they'll just be releasing these guys because the Elite Miners have finally gone out of the Halo Mega Bloks line. They are no longer being released, and the Combat Elite, they're probably going to join them soon. So overall, this is a fantastic figure and definitely something you want to pick up in one of the Halo Mega Bloks sets. Alright, now moving on to one of my personal favorite Covenant figures, we have the Covenant Jackal. This thing is absolutely amazing. This has to be one of the most rare figures released in the Halo Mega Bloks line to this date. It's been released with more recent sets lately, so it's not as rare as when they released it in the Halo 6 mystery packs, so it's not as rare anymore, but it used to be only available in Toys R Us exclusive sets or high costly sets, or hard to find sets. But it is not as rare as now, but it is an awesome figure if you're looking to pick one of these up. They are absolutely amazing. You will love them the first time you pick one up in your hands, or even see them in the packaging. We've seen them released. This is the one released with the Halo 6 mystery packs and also the Spade set. They're the exact same ones. The chest piece might be painted different on many of the other figures. I'm not sure about that. I do not have any other figures. I mainly just have these from the Series 6 mystery packs or the Spade set. But as you can tell, there's a lot of molding detail put into this figure. Great molding detail overall. As you can tell, there's also fantastic, I should say, painting details put into them overall as well. Like in the feathers and all that. Great molding detail, great painting details. As you can tell, there's no peg on the back of his torso. That's mainly the only downfall about this figure, but not a really huge downfall. But overall, if you're looking to find a fantastic Covenant figure to start maybe your entire Halo Mega Bloks collection, definitely pick a setup with this guy in it, because this is definitely a great figure. Alright, now moving on to the recent release of the Covenant Jackal. We have the Storm Jackal, as we've seen in Halo 4, and maybe the upcoming Halo games as well. This figure is absolutely amazing in detail. They really outdone themselves with the Covenant Jackals, either in the Storm Jackal or the original Halo Reach style Jackal. They both are absolutely amazing in molding detail. The arms and the legs are the exact same they used on the Jackal I just showed you before this, but the chest piece, the waist piece and up are brand new like molding. As you can tell, it looks like it really captures the Halo Storm Jackal from the Halo 4 game in facial details and also in that chest piece and back piece. We also do get a peg hole in the back of his torso as well for secondary weapon display, as we did not see in the Halo Reach style Jackal. So that's another awesome exclusive get with this. It finally completes the Jackal completely. There's nothing more they could have done to this. Maybe add a little bit more detail to the arms, but other than that, fantastic moldy detail, especially in the front piece and the back piece. And the headpiece doesn't have as much detail, but still great detail throughout it. It really looks like it just jumped out of the game. This is definitely a big step up from the Halo Reach style Jackal. It really does look absolutely amazing, 10 times better than the other Jackal, even though that Jackal was amazing as well. The painting details on this guy are limited. He's the exact same release with in the combat pack, I think it was, and also the VTOL, so they're exact same. They haven't released any new painting details on this figure so far, but hopefully he won't be as rare as his companion there I just showed you before this. But overall, this is a fantastic figure. If you're looking to pick up a Covenant Jackal, I'd really pick this one over the old Covenant Jackal. Alright, now moving on to my personal favorite step up Mega has done. We have the Covenant Grunt. This thing they really upgraded over the years, so I'm really excited to show you this. This is the first one they released back in 2009 in a lot of the Halo Mega Bloks sets. It wasn't really counted as a figure back then, since its size and limited articulation. People just kind of got it as an exclusive to the set. But if you really think about it, now that we've got all the new releases of the Grunts, this guy is definitely something you want to add to your Halo Mega Bloks collection if you can do that, since it's kind of rare now and they're not releasing them in any new sets now that they got 2 more figures of the Grunt. So this is a fantastic figure if you got one of these. Definitely keep it safe. This guy probably be worth something. I bet they go a lot on eBay even for their size, just because they're so small and rare and kind of cool now that they're not released with any of the sets and we've seen the upgrade of it. But as you can tell, there's limited paint details on him since he's so small, but great molding details for his size. I really gotta give Mega that. They did a great job paint on the molding details. Just added a little bit more paint and this guy would have been a great figure except for his size. But overall, this is a great figure to have if you do have one in your hands or you want one. Alright, now moving on to the sorta new release of the Covenant Grunt, we have the bigger size. This is exact same as the little one, only it's definitely bigger and more articulated than the little one we just saw, and it has more of like a triangle point to his back piece than the other one did. As you can tell, there's a lot more molding details put into this guy since he's a lot bigger in size. I'll show you a size comparison beside all the figures, but overall this is a fantastic figure, a huge step up from that Grunt we just saw. Great molding details, a lot more painting details put into him than the little Grunt we just saw, mainly because he's a bigger size, and a lot more articulation than that little one as well, so this is definitely a big step up and a great figure. Alright, now moving on to the most recent release of the Covenant Grunt, and definitely another big step up. We have the Covenant Stormground, that we've seen in Halo 4. This guy definitely beats out the two grunts I just showed you in both molding detail and paint detail and size. This guy is absolutely amazing. I guess he does have the same size of the grunt I just showed you, but a lot more molding details put into his back, like his methane tank back there, and his facial features. The legs are the exact same as the grunt I just showed you, except for the little grunt, because of course he has smaller legs and they would not fit with this body. But overall, other than that, he's brand new molding overall. This figure is definitely my favorite grunt out of both of those. Just the look on him. I hated the look in the Halo 4 game itself, but when Mega released this figure, I had to give them that this figure has to be one of my all-time favorite Halo Mega Bloks figures of all. I really love the look of this guy, but overall great molding put into him, really exquisite molding, not a lot of cracks and crevices all over. Even the arms are a little bit more molded, like they have the little tips coming up. You might think that they're the same as the grunt I just showed you, but they're not. They have more tips and points put into them and molding details. No painting details on the legs or arms, but the methane tank and his back and his front and his headpiece have a lot of paint details put into it. So overall, this has to be the greatest figure I have seen in the Halo Mega Bloks line so far. Alright, now moving on to the final Covenant figure I want to show you today. This is the Covenant Hunter. I cannot fit him on the plate because his size and it won't fit on camera if I put him on the plate as well, as I use to spin him around. So I'll just give you a view using my hands here. As you can tell, this guy has great molding details. This has to be one of the smaller step-ups Mega has made, since they haven't really changed the molding, as I'll show you soon. But overall, this is a fantastic figure. I really love the Hunters. Have to be one of my favorite figures. Really love collecting these guys. I've got every single set he's been released in, and I want to try to keep that goal going because I really love these figures. Has to be one of my favorite Covenant figures, right beside that Stormground. I really love that Stormground. Don't know why, I just love it. But as you can tell, mainly focus on the arm here, his little cannon. That's mainly the only thing they changed, as I'll show you right now. So here's a look at the recent release of the Hunter we saw with the Battle Pack. This is the Gold Hunter as well. As you can tell, the cannon is the only thing they've changed. He's also been released with EVA's Last Stand in this mold right here. So nothing changed really, except the arm here, which is the cannon. Of course, this has to be one of my favorite cannons, but this one is also cool since it's kind of exclusive now to this figure only. So that's the only step Omega has made. Other than that, the spikes and all that are the same. And this has to be one of the least, well, it is the least step up Mega has ever made to a figure. But definitely, these Hunters are something you definitely want to add to your Halo Mega Bloks collection, even if you want both of them, even though it's mainly not a really big step up. Alright, now here's a side-by-side view of each figure beside each other, like the upgrades Mega has made, so you can see a better upgrade view of it, as you guys probably been waiting for. So let's get started with the Covenant Jackal first. As you can tell, as soon as it focuses, come on, there we go. As you can tell, the facial features and the chest piece of the Jackal are changed. They did a big upgrade to the Storm Jackal. The Storm Jackal has to be my favorite out of these two, even though I really love this one. But now that they released this one, it has to be my favorite. So really big upgrade there. Really looks different than this Jackal right here compared to this one. And he does also include peg hole in the back of his torso. But there's a side-by-side view of the Covenant Jackal. Sorry about that. Alright, now moving on to the Elites. Here's the Elite Miner, the Elite Combat, and the Storm Elite. So as you can see, sorry about the different color. I didn't have the blue one of this yet. So you can see this one has limited molding detail. Same limited molding detail, maybe put a little bit more into it, and same limited molding detail. So it hasn't really changed on molding, but as you can tell, like not the detail molding, but the molding itself has changed from each figure. The only thing they used was these two figures' legs. That's the only thing the same. And this is a brand new figure overall in molding wise. But great molding on these figures overall. Great painting details. Definitely a big step up. These are the main elites they used, even though it is different kind of ranks going on there. Alright, now moving on to our final. I won't show you the Hunters since I kind of already showed you that. We have the Grunts. So here's a view of them side by side. Let's get a focus. Let's kind of zoom in on that. So as you can see, all the not the Storm Jackals, the Covenant Grunts all beside each other. We have the first release of the Grunt, then the second release, and then the Storm Grunt. So not different in ranks other than the Storm Grunt compared to those two. But as you can tell, it's a big difference. The side by side has to be the biggest difference of them all, and the Hunters being the least difference. Well, that pretty much does it for this review, guys. Well, not review, but little video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is one of my special videos I will have on my channel. If you want more videos like this, maybe with the UNSC, maybe just like compared to the Halo 4 UNSC figures or something, please tell me in the comments below. Please tell me if you like this video, and please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Commander Hill, out.